Just pop, pop, pop. Just pop, pop, pop. Can you all hear me? Should be able to. I'm just going to put some stuff. Hey, friends, sorry about that. No sound? No sound. You should have sound. Can you give me a thumbs up or not if you have sound? We do have sound. Cool. All right, good. Cool. I've never done a live thing before. This is very exciting. Cool. All right. Hey, everyone. Audio is back. I guess this is a thing that people want you to do if you get a package from YouTube. I didn't know this, but I watched the kids do this. So I just got a thing in the mail. This guy just showed up in the mail with this here, the YouTube package. This is what it looks like. I'm assuming it is a YouTube package because it says YouTube at the top there, which is exciting. So let's open it up and find out what the deal is. I don't think it's a big pile of money. I've made dozens of dollars on YouTube. I'm going to be quitting Microsoft soon in order to dedicate my time full-time to making dozens of dollars. I'm actually not going to do that because I do YouTube for fun, which is fun. It is big, isn't it? Yeah. Matt's saying it was relatively quick for me. I think I actually started YouTube like 8 years ago, but I didn't actually do anything with it. I didn't put in any work. So yeah, I would say it definitely sped up once I started putting out a video every regular. The challenge with when you're putting content out, whether it be the podcast, I've been doing my podcast now for 15 years. And the podcast, I don't even know if anyone even listens to the podcast anymore. I still keep doing it. I'll actually see if I can do, since I can do live, let me test something of it. Rory says it looks a bit beat up. It does look a little beat up, doesn't it? Here's the podcasts right here. This podcast has been going on now for 773 episodes. And when you do that stuff, when you do something like this for many years, the trick is it's a marathon, right? This is not a sprint. You got to do something like that. I have a podcast. I love that. This is exciting. Before I open this, thank you for Corey Knox, who has just said that you have a podcast. Not only do I have a podcast, hey, Matt listens to my podcast. Not only do I have a podcast, but it's been going on for over 700 episodes every Thursday for many years. And one of the great things that I like about my podcast, and I would encourage you to listen to it if you haven't listened before, friends, is it's not just two dudes talking about JavaScript. It's all kinds of cool stuff. And I have a whole month already recorded of the show with people that you wouldn't ordinarily hear. And the thing that we were going to say here, and the reason that I'm showing the podcast and why I think that's an interesting conversation to have, is the first couple of hundred episodes, nobody was listening. Nobody cares. And I kind of feel like that way about the YouTube. You're just talking, you're blogging, you're doing whatever, you're talking to the people, and there's like 3 people. And this is one of the things that I want you to think about when you're doing any content that you create, whether it be a podcast or a YouTube or a blog, is it's not about the views, it's about the comments, it's about the engagement. I don't want a blog post to get 1 million hits and then no one says anything. Give me 1,000 hits and then 10 people say hello. So that's why I love talking with you guys and gals in the chat here. I appreciate Corey teasing me in the chat there. No hard feelings at all, my friends. So that's exciting. I love that some of you are saying, have you listened to Hanselman's podcast? That's great. Matt Pedigo is saying a funny thing. You know, they say you have to explain who someone is. The whole idea of tech fame is so silly. There's a gentleman named Bruce Campbell. My wife was like, are you famous online? And I was like, no, I'm the Bruce Campbell of programming. And she's like, who's Bruce Campbell? And I said, exactly. You don't know. And nobody knows who this is. He's a character actor, right? He was in a show called The Evil Dead. And the great example of saying you're the Bruce Campbell of programming is that you either know who this person is and you're like, I love that guy. Or you're like, who's that guy? I have no idea who that guy is. Right? Okay, let's get back to the actual stuff here. Thank you. Meh has listened to my podcast before and enjoyed it. All right, so we're opening up our YouTube package for those of you who just arrived. YouTube package here. Corey Knox knows Bruce Campbell from Burn Notice. It smells like California. There's a cardboardy smell. It's got a piece of foam on the top there. It was ash. Ooh, okay. So there's a letter from YouTube on the front here. It says, do you remember your first subscriber? Do you remember your 1,000th subscriber? And we know you'll remember your 100,000th subscriber. We're thrilled to see the development of your community, and we are honored proud to honor your impressive milestone of reaching 100,000 subscribers with a Silver Creator Award, signed by the CEO of YouTube. Paper is nice. Get that resume paper thing. I think it's not her real signature. Susan Woodsicki, CEO of YouTube. Not signed. If I get 1 million, it'll be signed. And there we go. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? It's heavy. It's heavy. Let's look at this here. It's in a case here. Ooh, look at that. Isn't that scrumptious? Isn't that nice? It's kind of a burnished aluminum vibe. One of the things I was scared about, true story, when I got 100,000 and then I had to email them, I had to chase them down because I don't know if they ever, like, they don't just give this to you randomly. You have to like go and fill out a form and there's a whole thing and then they have to wait a couple of weeks to validate. And my subscribers was like 102 and I was like, what if it dips to 98? And then it goes back. Do I still get to keep the thing? I don't know. Henri Helvetica, my friend from Canada, asked if it's 3D printed. This does not feel 3D printed. This feels not metal-y. It's metal-ish. It's metal-like. It's heavy. Oh, it's hollow. You see, your finger can go through here. So it's a thin sheet of some kind of a brushed aluminum, hollow, with a back, and you can see right there for the hanging, it goes like that. Isn't that cool? Oh, what a lovely gesture. Chris Bodley just sent me $5 Canadian. That is very kind. I don't do it for the Canadian, but I will spend that money tonight on tacos for the family. So that is very, very kind. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So that came, just for those of you who may have just joined us, literally 5 minutes ago. This showed up. This is the package. Showed up with a sign at a UPS person. And there was a lovely letter from the CEO of YouTube. Now, I don't actually have any ability at YouTube to keep a focus, so of course you can't really see that very well. Is it laser engraved? No, it is raised, so it looks like it's a painted, like it. This here I can feel it. I can close my eyes and feel it, and it's lifted rather than engraved. The YouTube part, interestingly, is engraved. So this part, absolutely engraved, and the other piece is in fact not engraved. So that's cool. So where do I put it? These are asking the hard questions. Do I put it over here? Is that too much? Is that too egotistical to put it over Poe? I think I'll probably put it there for a while just as a low-key flex and see if anyone notices it in a meeting. And then I might stick it above where I have like my degree over here or something. I don't know. I could just kind of casually just go by Chipotle and just say, you know, I'd like a taco. Has to be in clear view. Dan, I think I may put it over my friend over there, but I need to figure out how to mount that. We've got Chris Connor. This was a lovely painting I'll show you in a minute from Heather Hargreaves. And I'll need to figure out a way to get that to hang up there, but I need to have a little string. And I don't, I only have one hook. This painting was done by Heather Hargreaves of my friend Chris Connor, who was Poe in Altered Carbon on Netflix, season 1 and 2. So check that out. Cool. So isn't that fun? So I'll be there for a while there. For folks that are asking about the arcade game, if you go in Google for Hanselman Arcade Cabinet, I did a whole blog post series, a 7-part series on how to make an arcade cabinet. And in fact, I also, speaking of arcades, I just built this on my TikTok from our friends at Monster Joysticks, not a sponsor, I paid full price. And there's a Raspberry Pi inside. So that's an arcade, and that has the same kind of functionality as this one here, which is also slightly different from this one that I bought from our friends at Adafruit. Now, when I say bought, I mean these are kits. You have to have these kits built. They come not built, and you have to spend a weekend or two building them. One of our friends is asking what microphone that I'm using right now. I'm using a Sennheiser lavalier mic into a PV6. I like that. Toby Llewellyn is saying I should just put this in the rear view of the car. Just flash it to people when I drive by. Just go, hey. The best part is I'm going to show this to my non-technical spouse, and she's going to go, I mean, you know, do the dishes. So that's good. Cool. All right, my friends. This has been a live stream. And I appreciate you all. One of the things that you could do to help me out, as always, is suggestions for topics. One of the things you may notice from computer stuff they didn't teach you is that it's not particularly well ordered. It's just answers from questions that I've had. So please offer me ideas, suggestions. You can do them on Twitter, or you can email me. And then if you don't like 30-minute long rambly videos from me, one of the things that you can join me on, if you're of a certain age, is you can hang out with me on TikTok. We're having a blast over there. These are 60-second videos. We're doing a good job talking about terminal, talking about the shell, microcontrollers, microprocessors. So this is basically computer stuff they didn't teach you on TikTok. And this I joined about, well, the irony here, I joined TikTok 2 weeks ago, and we're hitting 50,000+ followers on TikTok, which it's either kids that are dancing or whatever they do on the talk. And that took 2 weeks. But this here took like 6 years. So anyway, very exciting. Debugging skills, that's a great one. I like that. I'm going to do that, debugging skills. Cool, my friends. Thank you so much. You're just lovely, lovely people. And I appreciate you all. And I will see you on the internets. And again, thank you, of course, to our friend who gave me $5 Canadian, the highlight of my day. I will be having dinner with that money very much. I'll see you all on the internets. Bye-bye.